are back. That's right. We are back. We are officially back. This is Football 101. This is show number 36, and this is the day before the college football championship. That's right. This is show number 36. Football 101's assessment of the college football championship. LSU versus Clemson. We are officially back. It's 2020. I know it's been a while since I've done a show, but Football 101 is officially back. I am the Beetle, and yes, we're going to break down the college football championship game. LSU versus Clemson. It's been crazy over the past couple of weeks, and it's 2020, and I had to do this show one day before the magical game, Monday night, January 13th, 2020. But before I get to that, I have to give a shout out. Yes, I have to give a shout out to my sponsors. Oh my gosh, it's been such a long time. Shout out to iTunes, Google Play, Google Podcasts. Oh my gosh. Podbean. Thank you, Podbean, for hosting us over these past several months, and now in 2020, Podbean. And of course, I want to thank YouTube. Wow. We have made it. This is, yes, the college football championship. As I told you, it was going to be the most phenomenal NCAA college football championship of all time. And yes, I am biased. Ohio State was robbed. Ohio State were robbed. The Buckeyes were robbed against Clemson. It was horrible officiating. The Buckeyes were robbed. But yes, it's over with. I'm done. I'm not going to ever be done with that, by the way. But anyway, it's Clemson. Clemson beat Ohio State. And yes, LSU took care of the Sooners. My boy Jalen Hurts still looked good. He was a little bit, he was shaky. He was shaky in the first half, but came back in the second half. But it was far too late. Oklahoma just did not have enough going for them against LSU. So now it's LSU versus Clemson in the big game tomorrow night. Yes. And Orgeron, classic LSU coach. Sounds so good. This is his fourth year. Seemed like he was made for LSU. And then you have on the other side head coach Dabo Sweeney. And I talked about Dabo throughout the season. This is the biggest test for Dabo and Clemson. They come in as underdogs to this super classic. You couldn't get any better than this. The SEC versus the ACC. Well, you could get better. It could have been the Big Ten. Could have been Ohio State. And let me just say, a couple of players did not step up for. Yes, I'm still thinking. A couple of players did not step up for Ohio State. I was a little pissed about that. Yeah, I was pissed. But they had. Okay, I'm regressing already. It's 4 minutes in. Oh, let me get off of the Ohio State lost against Clemson. But anyway, man, that ran deep. But let me take a deep breath. It's Clemson versus LSU. But anyway, sorry about that, folks. LSU coming in as the favorites, rightly so. They are have a spectacular offensive scheme, and let me just say the Heisman Trophy winner, Joe Burrow, is number one. There's no doubt. He is the best college football player in college football, NCAA, this past year, 2019 and 2020. He elevated his game, and guess he's a transfer from the Ohio State University, and he was just they just treated him so well at LSU. Hats off for Ed Orgeron and the entire coaching staff of LSU for embracing him, embracing his parents, and getting him into the culture of LSU, and just elevating the game of his wide receivers, the entire offense. Derek Dillon, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, phenomenal wide receivers. And how I see this game coming up. This is going to be a matchup. Quite frankly, this is going to be a matchup of skilled players. This is going to be a matchup of skilled players. I don't see this as a really down in the trenches game. It's a matchup of skilled players. LSU skilled players, and wide receivers, running backs against Clemson's defensive backs, who are very good, by the way. Clemson's defensive backs. Let me just give a quick shout out to their defensive back, AJ Terrell, corner, Derek Kendrick, Kevon Wallace. Let me just say, Isaiah Simmons, number 11. He is a phenomenal athlete on defense. He's this. What? Let me just hold on. He is 6'1", 230. He is a phenomenon. I saw him again. I saw him a bit throughout the season, but of course I saw him big time against Ohio State. He got an interception in the Ohio State game. He is a big prime time player. Look out for Isaiah Simmons Jr. Just a phenomenal athlete, number 11 on Clemson. He is the real deal. So it's going to be a matchup of, to me, I see this game as a matchup of skilled athletes, skilled players making plays. Which players are going to make, the skilled athletes going to make the plays? I don't think it's going to be, again, running between the, that's going to make the difference, run between the tackles, the running game. I think it's going to be the short dump-off plays, the short, now LSU throws deep passes. They throw the down across the middle. They throw the post pattern. They throw the they do throw it down the field. And Burrow, he has a lot of experience. He has a very I was not a great arm, but a very precise throwing motion. He gets the ball there. He is a professional quarterback by all means. He looks great in the pocket. He can run when need to. Great awareness. He knows he's a student of the game. I mean, you can just see how confident he is. He can get the ball there, and he has a lot of confidence in his wide receivers. So LSU, Joe Burrow, and let me just give a shout out to LSU's defense as well. They got shut down corners. They have Derek Stingley, Christian Fulton, as well as Jacoby Stevens. Again, and also Michael DeVente. Again, I may not have the right players, but when I saw them in the Oklahoma game, they are some great defensive backs, safeties. And I truly do think it's going to come down to their skilled athletes. They got a great pass rush. They got a great, again, inside game. Very difficult to run on them because they got some guys can put some physicality on the defense. On the defense, no doubt about it. And again, I just like the play calling of LSU. They go for it. I mean, they're not conservative at all. They stretch the field. They got the athletes to stretch the field. And let me just say, Joe Burrow is the real deal. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He can put the ball on the far. He can throw one side of the hash mark to the other side of the field. He gets the ball there on a dime, and I think Joe Burrow is just calm and cool. The way Clemson is going to have to get to him is rattle him. They're going to have to put pressure on him. They're going to have to make him do things that he's not typically going to do. Let me just say, they're going to have to make Joe Burrow do things that he typically does not have to do. That is, run more often, get out of the pocket, throw way down the field. Clemson's defense, they're going to have to make him do other things. Because if he's sitting in the pocket, pinpointing his wide receiver, I see LSU winning this game, bar none. Again, the favorite is LSU. The edge goes to LSU. But here is, oh my gosh. Am I saying this? Am I really thinking about this? Yes, Football 101. The Beetle is really saying this. Clemson will come at LSU so differently. They will assess what they can do with their skilled athletes. See if their skilled athletes matches up with LSU skilled athletes. And I haven't even mentioned the quarterback for Clemson, Trevor Lawrence. He's a big guy. He's the real deal too. And I was fortunate to see Trevor Lawrence and Clemson live when they played NC State in Raleigh during the regular season. They crushed NC State. But when I saw them during the warm-ups, Trevor Lawrence is the real deal. He's a big quarterback. He's a fluid quarterback. He can run. He can throw the ball too, but he can really run. I was surprised how fast he can run, how fluid he runs when he decides to run. And of course, those were the big plays that he did against the Ohio State too. But anyway, I looked at their wide receivers. Clemson's wide receivers. They are the real deal. Again, Amari Rodgers, T. Higgins, Justin Ross. These brothers they're the real deal. They're skilled athletes. They're professional in waiting. So again, I don't know how. I think again the matchups is going to be key in here. The matchups are going to be key. I think Clemson athletically, of course, they can compete right there with LSU. They're matched up equal. If you ask me, equally as skilled athletes, they're equal. I mean, there's no doubt. It's equal. Let me just say this. Football 101 just says they are equal with skilled athletes. So here's my assessment. Skilled athletes, they're equal. Joe Burrow, a tad above Trevor Lawrence. A tad above. Not much, but a tad above. Okay? Just a tad above. Because, why? He's a Heisman Trophy winner, too. Hello? So, I do give the edge, offensively wise, to LSU. Because of Joe Burrow. No doubt about it. Heisman Trophy winner. Coming from Ohio. Athens, Ohio. Shout out to Athens. And let me just say this. Give it up to Joe Burrow during his Heisman Trophy acknowledgement and receiving the award with his parents there. He broke down. He talked about his community in Athens, Ohio. How impoverished that area is. And did a shout out saying, please help my area, southeastern portion of Ohio. I know that area. Ohio U. And as a matter of fact, his dad even retired as a coach from Ohio University just to watch his son this past year. There's been some great pieces on him already on ESPN and all the college football reporting. Yet, let me just say, Joe Burrow is the real deal. He's passionate. He's committed to community. He wants to help folks. And it looks like he's going to be the number one pick. And looks like he's coming home to the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, well, he can elevate the Bengals. Put it that way. It looks like he's going to be number one pick in the upcoming draft. And look like the Bengals going to pick him. Sometimes you just leave leave the state. But he's going to come back. He will be coming back. There's no doubt. I just feel it in my bones. He's coming back to Ohio. And he's a do right kid. But he's a skilled athlete. Let me just stop right there. But I do give this slight edge to LSU on offense. Defensively, LSU and Clemson, I have to give the edge to. They're equal, but I have to give the edge to a little bit of Clemson on that side. A little bit of Clemson. I know LSU got the shutdown corners, but a little bit of edge to Clemson on defense. So, and again, it's hard to predict, but here's Football 101's prediction. It's going to come down to coaching. When you're in the big game and you have players who are equal, and this is a skill level game. This is, like I said, this is not going to be between the tackles running game. Yeah, there's going to be players, running backs, who will get their yardage. Travis Hinton. Oh, this is one. I'm sure I'm missing one key, really important person on both sides, and he's going to come to me after this program. But I think that the running backs are equal to, for Clemson, Trevor Eaton Jr. I'm going to get it. John Emery for LSU. And he's going to come to me. I know. But again, it's equal across. I'm going to get it. I'm 17 minutes in. Hold on, folks. But the key, like I said, is going to come down to coaching. And like I said earlier in the season, I really like Ed, LSU's coach, Ed Orgeron. He definitely deserves the championship. He's been through a lot. He was even on the USC coaching staff before he came to LSU, and LSU didn't even wasn't thinking about it until lately. But he's a classic coach. He's designed right there for LSU. And then on the other side you have Dabo Sweeney. You know, I saw Dabo live. I saw Clemson live. Dabo is he's really a low-key guy. Dabo is really a low-key guy. He's not a PR guy. But he has that X factor. He has that charisma. He has that swagger. And what I mean by swagger, he has that intangible charisma, enthusiasm, that deep bond, whatever you say, spiritual coaching, magnetism. Dabo has it. And let me just remind everyone, Clemson are the champions, by the way. And so I know I'm going out on the limb right now, but usually championship games, when they're equal on both sides and with a slight edge on LSU, And think about how Clemson won their game last year, their championship game. It's all about the intangibles. And it comes down to coaching. Championship games comes down to coaching. When the teams are this evenly matched. And again, of course I would have liked to see Ohio State in the game. But with Clemson as underdog, in the college as underdog coming to the playoffs. What were they? Third seed. Coming into the playoffs. And they're still underdog. Dabo has that magic. He has that untangible magic. And I have to say that I'm going to go. I know it's unpopular, but I have to go. And when everything is equal, slight edge to LSU because of Joe Burrow. I really like Joe Burrow. But I didn't get to see LSU live. I saw Clemson live. And I saw how Dabo works his magic. He works his magic. So, I have to go with the Clemson Tigers to win the National College Football Championship for 2019-2020. That's right, Football 101. I'm going for Clemson Tigers. Not the SEC representative, the ACC to return as champions once again. You heard it here. Football 101 selects Clemson over LSU in the best college football championship game ever. I told you when I began these broadcasts, these podcasts, this season for college football, it will be the best. This will go down as the best game ever. Ever. And I'm saying, I know coaches don't play the game, but something about the magic of Dabo is still there. It's still there. Somehow they beat my Ohio State Buckeyes. So I have to go with Dabo and Clemson. That's right, Dabo and Clemson winning the National College Football Championship tomorrow night, January 13th. LSU versus Clemson. Football 101 predicts and picks Clemson winning it all. Yes, I always pick the underdog. What can I say? I'm picking the underdog. But I'm picking just by breaking down the analysis. When things are so equal, there's got to be an intangible. And I'm picking the slight edge with coaching from Dabo Sweeney. Their defensive coordinator is really good, exceptional. So is the LSU. All props to their coaching staff. But I'm just going to have to go with Dabo Sweeney and the Clemson Tigers. This is Football 101. We did it. We did it. Yes, I said it. Clemson will win the national. I'm putting my neck out there. I don't care. I don't care. They beat my Ohio State Buckeyes, and I'm still, but so I don't have to pick the Clemson Tigers, but I just feel it that Dabo has that slight edge. I'm going with Clemson. Trevor Lawrence, he's a beast. He took a pounding from the Ohio State. Matter of fact, they had to eject a player from Ohio State because he got hit so hard. Oh, man, and it wasn't an illegal hit, by the way. So Trevor Lawrence can bring the game. He's going to elevate his game as well. He brings the tangibles. I love Joe Burrow. He's a great QB for LSU, but the edge goes to Clemson. Dabo, let's do this and bring the championship once again to the ACC and Clemson Tigers. This is Football 101. This is the Beetle, and I want to give a shout out to all our sponsors again. iTunes, Spotify. That's right, Spotify. Google Play, Google Podcasts, and of course, YouTube. YouTube. This is the Beetle. We did it. We got it done. We are back. This is show number, I forget what show 36. It could be show 96, but it's show 36. This is the College Football Championship preview. I'm picking Clemson and Dabo. And the boys. Let's do this. See you, everybody. This is Football